You won something, and your body still wouldn't let you rest. Here's what happens if you can't come down from that spike. Your body stays braced, even after a threat is gone. The wind doesn't land. The good moment passes right through you. You pace, you replay, you lie awake in a city you traveled across an ocean to see. And the worst part, you know you should feel relief, but your chest is still tight. Your mind is still moving. That's not a character flaw. That's a nervous system that never got the memo that the fight was over. And if you don't know how to interrupt the pattern, it follows you. Into dinner, into sleep, into the next day. You end up watching your own life from behind glass, close enough to see it, but not quite able to feel it. I know this pattern well, not from reading about it, from living it. I'm an analytical CPA by training. I'm not a woo-woo type. I need things to make sense before I trust them. And I have spent years watching my own nervous system stay stuck in high gear long after the problem was solved. So when I tell you there's a simple lever you can pull in these moments, I'm not guessing. I pulled it myself in a sitting room in Ireland, the night before the most important day of the trip. And it worked. Not perfectly, not magically, but it worked well enough to let me be present for Galway City. That's all I'm promising here. Not a cure, a lever. Here's the first thing to understand. When anxiety spikes, your body is not waiting for your thoughts to catch up. It's already moving, already bracing, already scanning. Your mind might know the crisis is over, but your body hasn't gotten that signal yet. That's the gap, the space between your thinking and your feeling. And most of us try to close that gap with more thinking. We reason with ourselves. We replay the facts. We remind ourselves we won. Doesn't work because the body doesn't speak in logic. It speaks in sensation, in breath, in smell, in the physical world that can actually touch. So when I sat down in that sitting room and put one hand on my belly and one on my chest, I wasn't doing a meditation. I was giving my body a different signal. Not a thought, a sensation. That's the core of what I'm going to show you. You can reach your nervous system directly, through the body itself, without a philosophy lecture, without a 10-step system, just breath, and in this case, one very specific smell. So why does this actually work? Let me explain it simply, without the clinical terminology. Breath is the one thing your body does automatically that you can also control on purpose. When you slow your breath down, especially when the exhale is longer than the inhale, your body starts to read that as a signal. The signal is, we're okay. Nothing is chasing us. We can stand down. Your chest loosens slightly. Your jaw unclenches a little. Your shoulders drop. It's not instant, but it's faster than you'd think. Now, scent works on a different angle entirely. Smell connects to the part of your brain that processes emotion faster than almost any other sense. That's why certain smells hit you before you even know why. The smell of something burning in a kitchen. The cologne of someone you used to know. A specific shampoo. They bypass the thinking brain and land directly in feeling. So when I caught that smell of burning turf in that Irish sitting room, it wasn't just pleasant. It landed in my body as something safe. Something familiar. Something that said, you are not in danger. Paired with my slow breathing, my body softened fast. That's the mechanism. Two angles hitting your system at the same time. Breath slows the body down from the inside. Scent reinsures it from the outside. Together, they can close that gap, the one between what your mind knows and what your body still believes. So here's what this looks like in practice. The email I sent to my readers called it the airlift. 2 to 3 minutes, that's it. No chanting, no crystals, no manifesting, just this. Step 1. Put one hand on your belly and one on your chest. That's it. Just feel the contact. Feel which hand moves first when you breathe. Take about 10 seconds here. Just notice. Step 2, and this one is optional. If you have a lavender inhaler or diffuser nearby, take one slow inhale of that scent before you start breathing. Lavender is a classic one. Research suggests it may help reduce anxiety for some people, especially when paired with slow breathing. To be clear, this is not medical advice. It's a simple experiment. Try it and see what your body does. Step 3. Breathe through your nose. Slow, steady. Let the exhale be a little longer than the inhale. Do that for about 2 minutes. That's the whole practice. You're not trying to think your way calm. You're not trying to reason with your anxiety. You're giving your body a different signal through the 2 fastest routes available to you: breath and scent. You can do this in a hotel lobby, on a bathroom break at work, in a parked car, in a quiet room before a hard conversation. It doesn't require anything except your hands, your nose, and about 2 minutes. Now, I want to be honest with you about what this practice does and doesn't do. It doesn't eliminate anxiety. It doesn't stop the spike from happening. What it does is give you something to do the moment after the spike. A lever you can actually pull. Because here's what I noticed that night in Galway. After I sat in that quiet room, after the breath and the smell and the 2 minutes of just noticing, I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel transformed. I felt calmer. Enough to walk outside. Enough to be present for dinner. Enough to actually see the city instead of staring through it. That's what this practice builds over time. Not immunity to anxiety. Not the ability to stay perfectly composed. Just a slightly shorter gap between the spike and the recovery. And that shorter gap again and again, until your body starts to trust, at a very basic level, that it always has a way through. That trust is quiet. You won't always notice it building. But one day you'll realize you came back from a spike faster than you used to. That you caught it sooner. That your shoulders dropped without you having to remind them. That's the shift this practice is pointing toward. Not a destination, a direction. Here's a question I want you to sit with today. After your last anxiety spike, did your body actually get the signal that it was over? If you want to go deeper with this kind of work, check the description. I keep my current offerings there. The things that actually help you work with your mind in a real, grounded way.